Hi, welcome back to another video. So I was kind of dreading making the next video, not gonna lie. My last video was about 3 weeks ago. It was a trade recap on a losing trade. So I went a little longer than I would have wanted to without posting anything. It's not because I don't want to make content or anything, but because I didn't want to use time that I could be using for trading related activities like backtesting, journaling, looking at those videos that made something click for me, and then just rewatching those to make sure that the information sticks. But there was also a part of me that just didn't know what to post, so I didn't want to force it. I had some ideas written down and everything, but I couldn't bring myself to make the next video. I think it started from a bad trading week about exactly 3 weeks ago or so. I think it just felt a little discouraging to make yet another losing trade recap. Also, knowing that not many people are watching these anyway, I was like, I'll make it then I'll make the next one when I get a chance. But I've been putting it off a little bit. I do want to make videos though. So here I am trying to get back on it. Not having much privacy doesn't help these feelings, but I gotta find a way to make it work. So, update. I've been pretty locked in lately with trading, as I should be, because trading is my priority. Getting confident with my strategy is my priority. Becoming consistently profitable is my priority. And then, of course, content comes after, and then a few other things as well. I'm sad to report that I'm still in a drawdown of $1,000, but happy to report that I've been having many aha moments during my trading sessions. About a month ago or so, a trading coach pointed out that I was taking shorts in discount and taking longs in premium. I was literally pattern trading and not waiting for price to confirm my entries. I was trading in line with my bias and toward liquidity, but I wasn't waiting for the proper shift in price, confirming that and to return to premium discount. I was trading in line with my bias and toward liquidity, but I wasn't waiting for the proper shift, confirming that move and returning to premium and discount to execute. But anyway, that's finally getting through my head now, and I've been taking way better trades in the last 2 weeks. There are no 100% win rates though, and I have been taking losses still, but good losses. I'm buying and selling in the right areas, and my trades are starting to look more alike, so my edge in the market is becoming clearer and clearer. It's crazy that one of the things I was missing was one of the most simple lessons in trading. Buy and discount, sell in premium. But it is what it is. We live and we learn, right? March was also kind of a crazy month for traders. Most traders I look up to had a red month, and they even spoke about the conditions on Instagram and YouTube. So I did pretty well considering only being down $76 on the month of March. I was following my rules, preserving capital as best as I could, waiting for ideal market conditions. With everything going on economically, who knows when the markets will give us better conditions, but I'm hoping for a better month this April, or at least discretion and being able to adapt to market conditions. So the first trade I took in April was a break even trade. And then this is the second trade idea that I executed on this April. Um, Today, April 7th. As you can see here, these are some notes from when I was journaling the trade a little bit ago. I trailed too aggressively, too quickly, and then I was stopped out at break even. With this one right here, my stop was originally right here, either right here or right here. I had it either at the body or at the wick of this candle right here, because I figured that this would be a protected level. But I trailed it too aggressively as well, moving it to the bodies of this leg here, and I got stopped out there as well. So that was really unfortunate. This was a really good analysis that I did prior to the market opening, and everything played out as I expected. I just managed it poorly. I managed it with fear. I With this trade specifically, I didn't wait for another leg to form for me to even trail the way I did. I was just simply going based off of the fact that we have been consolidating before. Trump spoke yesterday. There's like expected news today. I think I was managing my trade a little fearfully, thinking that I would get stopped out and price would reverse on me. So that was one of my lessons today, was to just, accept the risk that I decided to put on. I exited my position way too early. I didn't even give the trade any room to breathe. I didn't give it a chance. I let the price scare me out, and that's exactly what big players intend on doing. They intend to scare people out so that they can then take the market where they want to take it. As far as, smart money concepts, ICT goes, that's what we learn. And that's how liquidity grabs work. But anyway, this was a really good trade today, both of them, and I just took L's on both of them. Well, break even on this one, and then an L on this one. Both were really unfortunate. If I hadn't moved my stop for either, I would have gone I would have gone to the target, which was the previous day low, and I wouldn't even have had to re-enter if I never moved my stop. So the idea behind this trade was that this red line right here is previous week's high. We had taken previous day's high. On the weekly time frame, we have a bearish candle with a huge wick, and we were at the 50% of that wick. We were respecting it, and it aligns with this previous week's high. When you go up to the 1 hour, around the previous week's high, we were failing to displace past these highs here, this previous week high. And then we came and we displaced and inverted this fair value gap here. This was looking very bearish to me, if not for the long term, at least temporarily. I was expecting us to either come to the weekly open or to this previous day's low, which was also very obvious within this fair value gap over here to the left. So I was expecting some type of bearishness, and we got just that. On top of all of this, there's SMT at the highs on the weekly, and there's SMT at the highs on the daily, or at least there was. I'm not sure if there still is. But these were all pointing toward a bearish morning session. On the 15-minute, of course, after we inverted that gap, we also had displacement on the 15-minute, of course. And I marked out the range of that displacement leg. We had a 15-minute fair value gap right there at the midpoint, aligning perfectly. And we had SMT both on the 15-minute and on the 5-minute after the market opened. I was looking at it on the 5-minute though. So I'll go to the 5. So this was why I took my entry. Everything I just said as far as the higher time frame goes and where we were, and expecting some sort of bearishness before we continued higher. When the market opened, we rushed up perfectly into the midpoint of that range that we created, that bearish range that was created with displacement. After the first 5 minutes of the open, we created an SMT between NQ and ES as well as YM. So once we got that SMT confirmation, I then wanted to see a CISD. After we closed below this blue candle here at 920, we got just that. On top of that, on the 1 minute, we got an inversion fair value gap paired with it. It wasn't the biggest inversion fair value gap, but it was enough to make me even more confident on the trade. I like the way we closed. We had SMT. We retraced perfectly to the midpoint of the bearish range that was created, and then we took off. My mistake was trailing way too soon. This was the trade here, by the way, that I took over here. I had moved this because it was in the way earlier. By the way, I recorded this video twice and I lost it. So talk about feeling discouraged to record. I had to push myself to record this video for a third time. So I know there were some things I said in the last one that I'm probably forgetting to say in this one, but it is what it is. I'm recording it here. Anyway, after the CISD happened, I entered on the micro chart, of course, the one that I was showing before. And this choppiness here, this candle, I believe, was the candle that kind of like scared me. And then I was also looking at the other indices and noticing that now we were getting SMT at the lows. And again, with the news uncertainty, looking at other traders and seeing how they were saying be cautious today with everything going on with the news, I think that all did put a little fear in me. So I managed to trade way too aggressively. I didn't even properly wait. I should have waited until price closed under this low right here, and then I should have moved it. I should have just accepted the risk that I put on until price got to an area where I could actually move it. So what happened was, what I did was, I when it hit the low, I trailed my stop, but I should have waited until we created another leg. I shouldn't have let price just scare me out like that. Again, it is what it is though. I feel like this was a really good trade, a really good pre-market analysis, really good execution. I just went a little bit wrong with the trailing and the trade management. I was a little too aggressive there, but this was a great session. And I just hope I could have more sessions like this where I don't make those mistakes that I did with the stop loss. But yeah, I've just been really locked in with trading, really trying to figure out the things that I'm doing wrong, and just focusing on the process, managing my risk, trading more in micro until I can get out of break even, out of drawdown into break even, and then hopefully in profit. And then once I'm ready to scale up as far as risk, I'll do that as well. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep focusing on the process, staying out of unclear conditions, and you know, waiting till I have conviction and all of my confluences, and just being really disciplined and following my process, as well as off the charts as well. I'm trying to, be more physically active. Trying to eat better. I've been playing tennis and I've been taking drum lessons. That's both I started a few months back, and I've been having a really good time with both of them. I really enjoy tennis a lot, and I hope to get better with that as well. I'm still a beginner there too. But yeah, just a little update on what's going on. I'm really hoping to be out of this drawdown soon. If anyone's watching this and you got to the end, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you would like to, if you resonate with my content. If you want to leave a comment letting me know what type of videos I should be making as somebody that's at this phase in the trading journey, you know, if I could help you out in any way, I will. If I can answer any questions, I will. If you have any feedback for me or any advice, anything, just go ahead and write it in the comments. Thank you so much. As ICT says, good luck and good trading, and I hope you guys have a good one.